Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rob Carrigg with Carrigg Wealth Advisors. Today is Friday, May 8th, 2020. We're going to try something new today and do a little video commentary. This may be something we do again and again. We welcome any comments, feedback. I know I need a haircut, so you can leave that comment out in a couple months. But what I thought I'd do today is give you a little update on my thoughts on sort of the markets and what I think investors should be focused on. I want to start by saying that there's a big part of me that feels it's trivial to even be talking about investments in the stock market, where the real tragedy is the devastating effects of this COVID-19 virus. All you have to do is turn on the evening news to see how horrific this has been, how many people have been sick, how many have died, families torn apart, jobs lost, business closings. I just want to say the real heroes out there are the people, the nurses, the doctors, the first responders, or even the people that are going to work every day in the supermarket so that people like you and me can get through this. That being said, what I'm talking about today are investments, the stock market. I'm not really talking about the economy per se, because my job is to guide people through their long-term investment plan. One thing I need to say, as always, is investing obviously involves risk. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. I'm going to go through a number of points today. The first one is, you've probably heard before, is the stock market is not the economy. And that's probably never been more evident than in the last 5 or 6 weeks, as the stock market has gone this way and the economy has clearly gone that way. One thing that has historically always happened is that the stock market recovers before there are signs that the economy is recovering. And that might be what's going on right now. It's hard to say. The other thing I would like to say is the stock market is not the evening news. It's not what you see driving around Main Street. It's not President Trump. The stock market looks past what's going on right now and tries to price today what we think is going to happen at some point in the future. Generally, we think that's 4 to 5 months out of what's going on in the economy is what is priced into the stock market. There's been a lot of conversation of, is this going to be a V-shaped recovery? Is this going to be a W-shaped recovery? I have started to coin the phrase a double W-shaped recovery, which is sort of what we saw in the last 2 recessions. The point I want to make is, thus far it's been a V-shaped recovery. Who knows what the future holds? But I personally don't think that we don't recover. So double negative there. So let me rephrase that. I think we recover from this. I don't know if it's months from now. I don't know if it's years from now, but I don't think we are dealing with something that's going to be like the Great Depression or worse, again, in terms of the impact to the stock market and investments. Why do I think that? Number one has been the stimulus we've seen from the Federal Reserve and the US Treasury, how quickly and how much stimulus has come out and what the reaction has been in general from the stock market. Number two would be ultra low interest rates. If you look at the previous 2 recessions, 2000 to 2002, 2008 and 2009, even in the depths of those recessions, people could go out and buy a US Treasury or a CD or have their money in cash and earn something meaningful. Right now, you're getting 0 on a bank account, maybe 0.5% on a money market. Even if you give your money to the US Treasury for 10 years, you get right now what's about 0.7%. So that's before any sort of inflation. And if interest rates go up, bond prices go down too. So you got to tie that money up for 10 years to be guaranteed to get that return. Another reason to be optimistic is maybe we get more testing. Maybe that helps. Maybe we get a vaccine. I don't know. But clearly, one thing that's for sure is the last few weeks, it's appeared as if there's certain sectors of the economy that seem to be resilient from the period we're in. I mean, big cap technology certainly seems to be one. Again, there's no guarantees that that will continue. The next thing I want to talk about is there's an expression on Wall Street that the four most expensive words in investing are "this time it's different." And I get it. There are some things going on right now that do seem different. I mean, what's bad that's different is a global pandemic, right? We haven't had anything like this for maybe a century, and the world was obviously a very different place then. The other thing that's been different is how quickly the stock market went down. Stock market went down about 34%, the S&P 500, in 23 trading days, which is unprecedented. I've heard it's 6 times faster than we've ever had a pullback. That's the bad news. What else is different on the upside is this recovery we've had in the last, say, 6 weeks or so has been faster than any recovery we've ever seen. Again, I don't know what the future holds, but it does seem like what has gone down very quickly has also gone up very quickly. What's not different is volatility in the stock market. So if we look back, even in my 25-year career, there's been many periods where the stock market has experienced volatility. We know that that's the downside to stocks. The upside is long-term, historically, we've had good returns, and generally the liquidity, the access, how that you can get out of the stock market in general when you want to. So are there things going on right now that are different? Absolutely. In the big picture, I'm sort of leaning towards the camp of maybe it's not so different. So I just want to wrap up there. I welcome any comments. These are uncertain times for sure. As I said, I feel like we will recover from this. Couple things I want to say in closing. One is that I firmly believe, and I'm doing this myself, I think all of us need to vary our sources of information. So if you read one newspaper generally, maybe look at another newspaper. If you listen to one evening cable TV show, maybe swap the channel over and hear what the other side is saying. I mean, because when I've done that, I've been amazed at how different and how varied the views are out there. And I think we'll find that the truth is somewhere in between those things. Lastly, I just want to say, reach out to us. Whether you're an existing client of Carrigg Wealth Advisors or someone out there who is just looking for a second opinion, our contact info is going to be at the end of this video. We'd love to talk with you. We have done a lot of Zoom video conferences, sort of like this, or talk on the phone. And one day we'll even be able to sit down and meet with people face to face. So have a good weekend.